Hey guys, how's it going? Woo! We having fun yet? Woo! No, I ain't right. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Hunting stuff with J&J. How you doing? Mike Turner. The Bink No Bunch is in town. Cody after 5. I'm here. Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. Mr. Thomas. Okay. I thought it was kind of funny myself. I had a good time doing that. All right. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'll say, Big Joe. Hey, Thomas, all you have to do is click on that link down below in the chat room. And once I get your invite, I'll bring you up. There we go. Add to stream. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thomas.
What's going on?
Unlimited has decided to grace himself in the presence of Daddy Duck and his followers.
I'm glad to be here. Doing well.
Good. How'd you like that intro, man?
Oh, I was laughing, man. I think I turned it on like right at the good point. The music was just starting to come up, and yeah, I was laughing there for about a minute.
Cool. Hey, you never know what's going to happen on here.
Yep. Got to spice it up every now and again.
Got to get some people. You know, they do the same thing. Hey, how you doing? You know.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that sometimes myself.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to always get energized for the videos. But I'm looking forward to tonight. We talking ducks or?
We are talking duck. We're talking ducks. We're going to talk conservation. We're going to talk what you're doing, what I'm doing. This messed up teal season. Everything else, just anything and everything. Guys, real quick, let me get some stuff out of the house real quick. If you don't know Thomas, he's Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. He's been doing this for several years now on the YouTube. I think he just went over 1,600.
Yeah,
Just hit
16.
1,600 supporters.
Yep.
I like his channel. I have been a lurker on his channel for a while now, and I asked him to come up the other day so we could talk ducks. We kind of message each other back and forth about what's going on up there to see if anything's coming down here to my end of the state or my end of the flyway. And he's doing a real good job. So if you know how we work around here, we don't ask for subscribers. We ask for supporters. If just go take a look at his channel. If you like what you see, you know what to do. I don't have to explain that. And that's it. Binknell Bunch is in the house. I got my fans here. This is Jake and Josh Binknell. The Binknell Bunch has a small YouTube channel. It's pretty cool. They do 2-minute devotionals, country style, which I really like. And Jake and Josh are my unofficial president and vice president of the Daddy Duck fan club. So,
there you go.
In honor of them, I did the Elvis Presley intro because I sang a song on one of my videos a while back, kind of Elvis-y. So that was for them. So, all right. So, why don't you just let everybody know who you are, what your channel's about, and what's going on?
Yeah, sure. My name is Thomas. I'm 20 years old, born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. And I'm a college student now. That's, my main time gig. But, about 3 or 4 years ago now, I decided I wanted to get into duck hunting. And at the same time, I was getting into filming videos. So, I really have grown up in the outdoors. My father, hunts, fishes basically every day he can. So I was always out there with them. And I decided, I wanted to document what I do out in the field, and it's been a learning experience for me, man. More than anything, I've been learning how to film, learn how to edit, learning how to duck hunt as I go along. But it's always been a lot of fun for me, and I always have appreciated the YouTube side of things, where I get a lot of feedback and get to hear other people's opinions. So that's basically the gist of me. I'm an Atlantic flyway waterfowler. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. I'd say probably more of a curse, but I love chasing ducks. That's really my passion in life, and I've discovered that over the past few years.
Now, what are you taking in college again? Or if you said it, I missed it. I'm sorry if I did.
Yeah, I don't think I actually said. I'm an environmental science major, and then also doing a little bit of business stuff. But eventually, I love making YouTube videos, but eventually I actually one day want to hopefully be a waterfowl biologist or practice some sort of waterfowl conservation.
For any of the big guys, or you want to go in the private sector? When I mean big guys, Delta or either Ducks Unlimited.
Yeah, I'd probably lean more towards Delta. I've actually, I've done Ducks Unlimited, small Ducks Unlimited stuff, just with my local chapter, Delta stuff, and I just I like the mission of Delta a little bit better. But either or, I definitely would not be picky. I just would love to get my foot in the door somewhere.
Okay, and now you're in the upper end of Virginia, is that right?
Pretty much central Virginia is where I grew up, pretty much right in the heart of Virginia. And then now I go to school in southern Virginia, I guess is how I describe it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And now that we do have some guys that come on this channel that don't duck hunt at all. And we do have some that do duck hunt. Hey, Judith, how you doing? Tom, Mark, Jay, how you doing? If I don't say hey to y'all when y'all come in, please forgive me, because me and Thomas are going to be kind of back and forth a little bit. But where you're at, you're going to see a lot more ducks than I do, because I'm farther south on the flyway. And guys, if you don't know, he's in Virginia, which is the Atlantic flyway. I'm in South Carolina, so he's going to see the ducks first. He's going to shoot at them and miss them and make them scared. And then when they get down to me, I'm going to be like, there's no sense in duck hunting.
I think the way it works is they already have their their mindset on the flooded corn impoundments down south, and they fly about
Oh
a
man,
mile high over me all the way down to you.
yeah. And when they get over that corn impoundment, they do this, and that's it.
Yep.
But I know you got mallards. We know you got mallards. I know you got wood ducks, and you get quite a few black ducks from your videos that I've seen.
Yeah, I've got into them more of, I'd say last year was like really the first year I've got into them heavy. But you know, they're like an occasional visitor in the swamps I hunt, but mainly, you know, if you want to chase them, you go out to the eastern shore of Virginia here. You know, I saw a ton out there during when I went out there for teal. But yeah, we've been blessed to get on a few of them this past season. It was really cool.
Cool. Real quick, Judith, would you mind helping me out tonight? I've got After Five and Tom, but would you mind helping me out as well tonight as a mod? Just let me know in the comments. Yeah, see, we used to get a lot of black ducks back in the till about the 80s. We started seeing the decline, the late 70s, early 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and
What do you?
most of ours were in the swamps.
Mm-hmm.
So if we wanted black ducks, we went to where the summer ducks were, because
Mm-hmm.
that's where they were going to be. They wanted that thickest stuff that they could find.
Yep.
So
Yep. I've shot them. That's what we were mainly shooting them, and I shot them. The two things that I equated with black ducks last year when I was seeing more of them was buckbrush or thick cover, and then arrowhead. You know, that the duck
right,
horn, which I mean
right,
they love that stuff. I don't know if there's any duck that likes it as much as them from what I saw.
really,
Yeah.
yeah. You see, we used to have when you showing that video the other day, and you really weren't sure what that was. And I said, well, that's buckbrush. It had that little
Mm-hmm.
ball on the end of it as seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And we call it spalkerberry, henceforth the name Spalkerberry Swamp, where I hunt.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
I have literally seen ducks, and some these bushes can get pretty big,
Mm-hmm.
but I have actually seen them leap out of the water and shake it, grab it with their beak and shake, and watch the seeds fall down. And I mean, they just go, shoo, and then they start eating it.
Damn.
I've seen them do it, and it's amazing. Of course, that was before video cameras. You know,
Yeah.
before we had cell phones that took pictures. And, you know, if you took a picture, it was a Polaroid or a little click Instamatic. You know, and you
What do
just
you
didn't take them. You know, you just didn't take that stuff with you.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the reason is that y'all don't get the black ducks down there anymore? Just, you know.
Oh, habitat's number one. Habitat is number one. And you have to go back into history. And I don't want to make this a long history class, but when the lakes were built in the late 30s, early 40s from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, all the acorn trees were flooded. Button brush was growing up. Smartweed was everywhere. It bloomed out. I mean, it was perfect for ducks. And when you keep a tree in water for 75 years, it has a tendency of it will still produce acorns, but not as much. And
Mm-hmm.
with the droughts and the flooding and the high water all the time, it kills all the grasses. And that's what's happened. And even when we have a little bit of down water or low water years, it's usually low during the winter when everything's dormant.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time the springtime and the summer comes, when everything starts to shoot up, here come the rains and, you know, large amounts of water. And
Yep.
I have seen, I'll tell you, since 2015, more rain down here than I can recall.
Hmm.
And that started with that big flood we had, with the hurricane hit up north, just hit north of us, and I think it smacked y'all pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a lot of flooding that year, and I know I was in the Outer Banks on vacation, and the tide. I mean, yeah, when we were right on the beach too. We were on the second floor, and water was going through the first floor.
Oh,
and I had
gosh.
to I had
Not
to
a good
ferry
place to
all
be
our
during a
luggage
hurricane.
across the parking lot, and chest deep water, and find my truck and get out of there. But I think we've had so much water, and it's killed all of our natural grasses that are in our lake in my particular lake system. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so habitat is the biggest thing, and habitat up north, breeding grounds up north. They've
Yep.
had some bad years. Black ducks have had some bad years here lately.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think did I read correctly that there was a little rebound this year?
I'm
Or
not sure. I think it's been like about over the past 5 years. I think they've been doing a little bit better, but I'm not sure in terms of this year.
yeah, I I thought I read something that there was a small rebound, but I wasn't sure.
Hmm. I think I might have read something similar because I don't think they actually got to do the real like the counts like they get to do every year. So it was more of just hey, here's what we're seeing versus
Here's what we think we're seeing. Yeah.
exactly versus the
I'm
more
sorry, I
scientific
can't go
count.
outside. There's COVID running rampant. I can't count a duck from a plane.
I know,
Whatever. Whatever.
biggest load of crap.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, and I've been actually looking to because I'd like to get an internship to do a count this summer, and it looks like they're not even. I mean, it's still a little bit early, but there's nothing being offered right now in terms of counts because I mean that's what they rely on for a lot of their counts is undergraduate interns, and
Right.
it just looks like they're not willing to even take the risk of flying people out and housing them and all that stuff.
That's crazy.
Mm.
And you're by yourself. That's what
Yeah,
I
exactly.
or you have a partner and y'all are kind of
Yep.
it's nuts.
Yep.
All right. So you asked me this question once. I'm going to ask. So I'm going to back it up and ask you the same question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite duck?
Favorite duck to hunt or favorite duck to shoot? I think it's two different questions.
I'm getting to the second. What's your favorite duck to hunt?
Favorite duck to hunt would be black ducks. I love black ducks.
Yeah,
I mean, just
I
for
love them.
me to see a pair of black ducks decoy right in there is no prettier sight for me. Widgeon hold a very special place in my heart too, but I just I don't get to hunt them as much. So for me, it's like, hey,
Right.
here's one every season. Versus the black ducks, I can really go out and target them if I want to.
Yeah, I love that black body and those silver wings, and they're cupped up. I mean, it is just and when we used to get them in the swamps, and I mean, we would see flocks of 75 to 100. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And now, if I see one, I get so excited I forget to shoot. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's your favorite duck to hunt. What's your favorite duck to shoot?
I think ringnecks, man, they are so much fun for me. Just having a flock of ringnecks buzz around a corner, and every single one of them is going to set their wings and try to pitch right into the decoys, and they're
Right.
always a challenge to hit. So I love a good ringer shoot. I mean, people love to hate on the old blackjacks, but I really
Oh
enjoy
yeah.
them.
And your first volley is gonna be a water swat. I mean, you
Hmm.
can't help it. You can't because they come in and they hit that water and it's like, all right, ready, 1, 2, 3, let's go. That
Yep.
first, and then they trying to get up and you just start wailing on. Yeah, okay. And
Yep.
your favorite duck to eat?
Wood duck or green wing teal. It's really tight for me, but I haven't shot a ton of green wings, but a wood duck is always good. I haven't
Okay.
ever had a bad wood duck, which is like I've had some bad mallards. I've shot some mallards on the river that were just like they weren't terrible, but they weren't great tasting birds. But I've never had a bad taste in wood duck.
Okay. All right. And as far as waterfowl go, ducks or geese?
Ducks for sure. Ducks for
Okay.
sure. I haven't got into any geese besides Canada's though, so I don't really, I'm hopefully I'll be able to experience some speckle bellies and maybe some snows this winter.
Okay. When you head out west for this year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My favorite goose is definitely the speckle belly. And then, of course, I only hunt them when I do go out west, and I haven't been out in a long time. But they act so much like a mallard with the calling and the decoying and all that. They just do it right.
Yep.
And I've been on speckle belly hunts where 300, 400, 500 specks are trying to get in your decoys, and and you're just you just can't wait. I've shot them. I've shot them laying in a dry field. I've shot them laying in a wet field. I've shot them in a buckbrush pond. We were actually set up for mallards, and the guy brought out 2 speck decoys, and it was just for confidence. And that all these guys are, we're all duck hunters, and not one of us had a speck call. And we just started hitting them with mallard call. We didn't know what else to do, and they just dumped in, and I'm like, oh, it's on. And but yeah, I love, as far as geese go, specks are my favorite.
Did you get them in Louisiana or Arkansas?
That was happened to be in Arkansas.
Okay.
I have shot them in Texas and Louisiana as well, but that particular hunt was in Arkansas, right outside of Stuttgart, and the Mecca, Mecca of duck hunting.
Do you agree with that?
Huh?
Do you agree with that? Do you think it's the Mecca, or just is touted to be more than it is? I've never been out there.
It used to be. I think the Mecca now is Tony Vandemore's place with his 10,000 acres of corn.
Yeah.
Well, however many it is, guys, I don't know for sure what it is, but he's got all this acreage full of corn, and that's fast becoming the Mecca. But that's what's in my opinion, hurting the southern central flyway. But that's for a different night if we want to argue that one. But yeah, Stuttgart used to be, and here's something that a lot of people don't know, that there were duck hunters from Arkansas duck hunters used to come to my state to hunt mallard.
Really?
And that's how good it used to be in the 70s. That's how good it used to be. In 1968 was the first duck calling contest in the state of South Carolina. My dad was the actual founder of that duck calling contest.
Wow. And
the winner of the state duck calling contest went to Arkansas to hunt. The limit was 1 mallard.
Damn.
1 mallard. And when they got, because they've heard all this hype about Arkansas, and they could only shoot 1 mallard, and they went back and said, well, why? I can shoot 5 here, and get 5, and it was, but yeah, we used to have guys all the time, Arkansas plates all the time in our swamp.
Wow.
In the late 70s and the beginning of the early 80s. And then after that, it just started going downhill quick.
Yep. Do you get your dad out with you still, or is his waterfowling days over?
He is 75 years old, and he's slowing down very rapidly. I do want to take him on a hunt this year, up in our swamp, and kind of a nostalgic hunt. He's gonna carry his old Earl Dennison duck call that he bought for $2.50 back in the day. That's probably now worth $1,500, because it's a signed Earl Dennison Tennessee Reelfoot brass reed call.
Wow.
Yeah, and I kind of want to get that video of him this year. But if he does go duck hunting, it's usually a guided trip somewhere, and to where he doesn't have to do anything. He just sits down and hunts. But yeah, he's getting up there. So
yep.
I wish he would. Why I didn't do this video stuff earlier in my life is beyond me. But you don't think about those things.
Yep.
All of a sudden one day you wake up and go, "Ooh, I want to do that."
Mm-hmm.
But how about you? Does your dad hunt with you?
Yeah, actually, I hadn't been able to get him out. I don't think we even hunted together once last year. So this morning I had a terrible early season. Today was the last day. I said I'm hunting with my dad. So we went down in the swamp and shot 3 wood ducks, and it was probably the most fun I've had on the hunt in a long time. So that was a lot of fun. But he's had a bunch of back surgeries and neck surgeries. So like he's he couldn't even balance today in the swamp. It's real tough for him. So I got to figure out some way to get him out in a kayak more or something where he can shoot, because he just doesn't have the footing anymore to be able to hunt the type of stuff I hunt.
I'm trying to keep up with the chat here as well and listen to you. So
yeah.
What is so I mean, I had a terrible teal season. This is the worst teal season that I can ever remember. You know, if even if I don't shoot anything during teal season, at least I saw ducks.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably saw 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that's nothing. That's nothing. But you were telling me that you weren't seeing that many as well.
So yeah, I mean, granted, I've never had a great teal season. I've seen all of 2 blue wings teal shot in my time hunting teal here in Virginia. But yeah, we just apparently, I think we got a big push with that first cold front, which was basically our first weekend. I think like September 16th or 17th, or maybe the 18th. And we got a big push then, but they just went straight through. But we definitely got a big push on Thursday or Friday night, because a bunch of people shot them Friday for our opener, like way more than I've ever seen killed for our early duck season. But yeah, we didn't. I don't know anybody that really had a great teal season around here, except for that opening day. Some people got them on that opening day, but we never had another push after that.
Yeah, we well, of course, the last day of the season for us was the 26th, and my boat broke down on the way going out there. But on Sunday, a buddy of mine was down there fishing, and he saw flocks after flocks of teal. And you know, and they weren't. Granted, I was broke down, wasn't even close to where I was going, but I would have thought I'd have seen something flying over the water going into the backwater. But they had to have pushed in that Saturday night and finally got here. And a couple of days ago, I was out. Sunday we did a hunt Sunday, and I'm going to put that video out. I don't want to give it a spoiler, but we were hunting, and not ducks or geese. That's about as far as I'm going to go with it. But I saw a bunch of teal, and last Sunday.
Those are probably them ones that went through Virginia on Friday. Yep. Yep, that's when I get a couple questions every year about where should I go for teal. I'm like, just pick your best looking shallowest spot and go to it, because teal are here one day, gone the next. If you scout them one day, they're probably not going to be there the next.
And unless you're getting new birds, and you're in a location where you're going to be getting new birds daily, places like where Elliot and all those guys are at, and they're getting new birds, and they got plenty of food for them. I mean, they do it right out there. Their state does it right. Let's just face that. Yep. They really do. They do it right, and and they can hold birds. But you got our states, and I don't know how Virginia is, but my state is.
Yeah, Virginia's not good at all.
I don't know why they don't, because there's so much money to be had on duck hunters. I mean, if you think about it, a duck hunter he'll spend several $100s scouting. By the time he fuels his truck up, fuels his boat up, drinks, snacks, ice.
Yep.
Goes out there. Comes back, fuel, because he's going to need fuel again.
Yeah.
He's going to stop somewhere and get something to eat. And then all the gear that we carry, because we are the most gear hound sport out there. We got to have every little new thing that's out there. So, and why our states, some of these states just don't get that, how much money in taxable revenue that they can be making and we can't do anything because we got to wear a mask.
Yeah, I've asked that question a lot. Like I've always wondered why Virginia does very little. We have two decent state-run impoundment areas, but besides that, I think we have more unused impoundments where either the water control structure is rusted out or they don't even have the money to plant, $100 worth of millet in there. That we just have places that just sit unused year after year. So it's really disappointing. And the answer I always get is, oh, the fishermen and the deer hunters, they get priority, which it seems like is the case up here, unfortunately.
The same here. Yeah, they would rather, you talk about fishing, and I'm not saying Bassmasters was created here on our lakes,
Mm-hmm.
but some of the top fishermen, the older top fishermen, started on our lakes, like Roland Martin, for example.
Mm-hmm.
This was the lake he really started on and guided and fished and caught lots of fish. They're geared more to catfishermen now. The Santee Cooper Lakes had the only landlocked striped bass in the on the on the on the in the country
Mm-hmm.
at one time. At one time, there were landlocked striped bass, and these weren't stocked fish because they would come up the rivers from the ocean to spawn on the rivers up here, and then when they made the dam, they got locked in, so they weren't brought in. They weren't stocked. They were wild fish.
Mm-hmm.
That fishery is going down, but the catfishing is going up because they just constantly stocking these catfish that are eating all the white bass, the perch, and everything else. And but yeah, catfishermen and deer hunters seem to really get everything that we got. M&K, how you doing? Georgia Trapping, how you doing? CP, I saw you come in. Sorry I didn't say hey when you did, but hello. Who else we got? Tom, I think I said hey to you earlier. Unpaved Explorer, how you doing? Well, for you guys that are just coming in, you missed one heck of an opening that I did. You're gonna have to catch it on the replay tomorrow. But we're here tonight with Thomas from Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. He's got a channel. He's duck hunting channel, but you do all around stuff too, don't you? Do a little bit of fishing as well?
Yeah, I try to get out for as much as I can. My channel name is Outdoors Unlimited, so I try to do a little bit of everything. But duck hunting definitely has my heart.
Oh yeah. I've been doing it for 48 years, man. I know. And
Yeah.
and I think about it every day. That's where the 365 comes from, because it's every day I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do better? Where can I go? What can I get? What is it that I can do this year to better my chances?
Mm-hmm.
And I ask the same questions all the time, every day. For 48 years, I've been asking the same question every day.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Trying to see if anybody else. I'm running two computers here. I got this one in front of me, has nothing but StreamYard on it, and then I've got my little iPad set up, and it's got the YouTube channel on mute,
Mm.
so I can see who all my moderators are and whatnot. And if y'all could throw out Thomas's channel, his link to his channel, and any other channels y'all see, just chunk them out, just run all everybody's. I don't care. Mo, how you doing? Oh, no worries, Mo. No worries. Mo Homesteading's in the house. She is probably the best moderator in the country, if not the world. If you get Mo as a moderator and some idiot comes in, oh yeah, it's a fight. She will take care of everybody.
I think Matt needed her.
How you doing? Midwest Duck Slayer. When I have a bad year, I blame my gun and buy a new one.
That would get expensive quick for us out here in the Atlantic Flyway.
Yeah.
I'd be running out of space in the old gun cabinet.
Oh yeah. Quick. It would be quick. Oh man, yeah.
Did I lose you, Matt? I think we lost Matt. I've accidentally taken over the Daddy Duck channel. I don't know. I hope it's not on my end. Uh-oh. Well, if anybody has any questions while Matt's reconnecting, I'm always happy to answer any questions. Has anybody been able to get out for any duck season hunts so far? Midwest Duck Slayer? Okay, he'll say he'll be back in a second. October this one. I'm glad to hear you had a good early season, Bicknell Bunch. Did y'all post any videos from that? I need to watch some more teal videos now that our early season just wrapped up. What do you mainly trap for, Judith? My dad does actually a lot of trapping. He probably does more trapping than he does hunting nowadays, but he mainly traps for mainly beaver and a little bit of bobcat and fox, and then some coyote as well, and a little bit of muskrat. But I actually want to learn a lot more about trapping. That's something I'm going to try and learn in these next couple years because I just don't see anybody trapping around my area anymore. So the predators have just gone up exponentially. It seems like whatever leaves a footprint. Yeah, that's a good way to go about it. I'm sorry to hear that, Big No Bunch. I've had those technical issues myself at times. It's never fun when it comes to having a video all ready to go and then having something crap out on you. Yeah, ask any questions in the chat. I'm always, we got to keep it going here while Matt gets reconnected. So I'm happy to answer any questions anybody's got, waterfowl related or not. Okay, Mo. Yeah, I definitely will keep an eye on some of these live streams and see if I can't jump into one and pick up some tips and tricks. After 5, I use Final Cut Pro now, so I just actually upgraded to that about 3 months ago. But I actually used iMovie, which just comes standard with Macs for a long time. I think like 3 or 4 years. That was all I used. So that's pretty much what I learned to edit on. But Final Cut was definitely a big upgrade for me. Midwest, I definitely do. I think it depends a lot on what I'm hunting. If I'm hunting big water, a lot of times I'm gonna make my setup really based off the wind. But a lot of times when I'm hunting swamps, I really want to focus more on concealment, because I'm trying to either just conceal myself, like by hiding up in the brush, or conceal a kayak. So typically in those, when I'm hunting swamps, I try to just hunt with a crosswind, and then I'll try to set up my decoys whatever way allows the birds to get in there best, when I'm using that. Yeah, after 5. I don't know if there's so Final Cut actually has a free trial. It's a 90-day free trial, but I don't know if your computer would be compatible with it. But if you have a computer that would be compatible with it, I definitely say it would be worth a shot, because it's not going to cost you any money. And then also a lot of my friends who also make videos, they're now using DaVinci Resolve 16, I think, and that's also a free program. So those are just a couple little options to try out if you're having issues with Adobe. See, the thing with me is with trapping is that it just overlaps waterfowl season so much that I haven't got into it in the past. But if I can find I'm hoping to find some time, especially after the season, because my dad always traps for about a month in February, especially. So hopefully I can get up with him and film some videos from that, and uh, I'll learn a lot as I go. Yeah, sorry, NT Outdoors. Daddy Duck has had to reboot his computer, so I've taken over his stream here for a second, but we're just going with it. Yeah, I mix my decoys a lot. It just kind of depends on what I'm seeing species wise. So like I'll mix my.
Oh. Am I here?
There you are, Matt. You're back.
I had to shut it completely down. I lost internet. I don't know what, but the YouTube channel that I had that's running on my iPad, it was running fine. I was listening to you. I was like, hey man, this guy's he just took over he just took over the chat. Cool job.
Yeah, just you went from here to gone real quick. So typically, if something's lagging out, you see it start to fade. But I was like, oh, that must be the old internet.
Yeah, well, I lost it on my computer, but it was running fine with everything else. Yeah, but you did a good job. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I was just answering a question from Midwest Duck Slayer about if I mix decoys or throw out. Yeah, I was just saying, it kind of depends on the species. Like I don't mix my divers and my puddlers too much, but in general, I'll mix pretty much all my puddle ducks together and all my diving ducks together. The one species that I do try to keep to themselves is black ducks, because I always see the black ducks feeding off by themselves when I'm scouting. So I do try to keep them separate from the mallards or the wood ducks.
Yeah, and I'm quite the opposite. I'll put my black ducks mixed in with my mallards, but I will always put a pair off to the side. It's just a pair off to the side. But I throw my black ducks, everything just, But then I'm hunting a swamp, so generally, and I mean I've got a lot of tree cover, so I just stuff everywhere.
Yep. I think Joel from Surviving Duck Season does something real similar. They're using their black ducks more for visibility than for actually decoying black ducks. So it's just a little bit of a different strategy there. But I do the same as well. When I'm just going for that visibility, the black ducks go right in there with the mallards.
Yeah, he doesn't get many black ducks there, and the ones they do, so they're going to come in with everything else. But they very seldom get black ducks up there.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That was
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Judith said duck season and trapping are a lot alike, but that's something I've noticed. I need to find a springtime and summer hobby because all the things I like to do are always in the fall and winter, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I do fish a little, and I do enjoy turkey hunting. That's if for whatever reason, if something was to happen and I could not duck hunt anymore, um, I would live for those 30-day turkey season because I really do like to hunt turkeys. What am I still here?
Yep, you're just
Okay.
lagging. You're lagging on my screen a little bit.
My screen just went black and then came right back up. I'm having some serious issues here. That's right, after 5. Amen to that. If I couldn't duck hunt, I would definitely turkey hunt. Let's see here. Midwest Duck Slayer said, "Do you toss more Drake decoys versus hens? Depends on the species of duck, of the decoy, the species of the decoy. I like more hens. Um, if it's mallards, I do like my brightest mallards, mallard drakes toward the end of the season when they're fully plumed. But I like to put out a lot of hen decoys or as much as I can because that decoy, that brown decoy, can be seen from farther away. Now, I do want a contrast of black and white, so I will put out, say, pintail decoys. I will put out more drakes than I will hens to give it that white and dark contrast in the decoys, along with some widgeon. But I try to get a lot more hens in my spread than I do drakes. And toward the end of the year, I put out more drakes at the end of the year because now they're starting to want to pair up, and the hens are looking for their mate, and they want the biggest and the brightest. And I put my best decoys out at the end of the year. Now, in teal season, everything's a hen. I don't put out any drake teal whatsoever until the teal start to get their plumage. Then I'll put them out. That I hope that answered your question, Thomas. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm actually the opposite from you. I always go Drake heavy, and the reasoning for that is I used to. So Virginia passed a law about a year ago now that says you can't use a drone for scouting purposes anymore. But I had a drone like 3 years ago, so I used to fly that thing over my swamps all the time and get the bird's eye perspective. And what I always saw is that the hens just blended right into the water, and you could see them drakes from, it seemed like, 4 or 5 times as far away. But I think that's also because they're in swamps. I'm looking in thick cover. If you're out on open water, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't use that many decoys in the swamps. I use a lot more motion too. So, but there's two thoughts on it. It's always going to be two. I've always said you put 5 duck hunters in a room, ask them one simple question, and you're going to get 20 different answers.
Yep.
That is the way it is.
Yep. No, I 100% agree on that water motion.
Oh, Mom says I better get down here to Kentucky to turkey hunt with the president. All right. I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, that's probably, besides seeing that contrasted drakes and hens when I was flying my drone, you could see water motion better than anything else. Or when a bird was just sitting there flapping its wings. I mean, definitely they just taught me so much getting that bird's eye perspective on birds. I wish I could still fly it.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost my drone the other day.
Really?
I was in the yard flying it, and just to get some airtime, and it lost power and went behind the house and into my pool.
Oh God! Couldn't have gone in any worse place.
I heard it. I went, ah.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't too expensive.
No, it wasn't, but I packed it full of rice and and I mean, I was literally just pouring rice down into it and uh, hair dryer and leaf blower, the whole 9 yards, and turned it on and it just went, no,
Yep.
I ain't doing it.
Sounds like me with my camera this weekend.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I heard that on your last video. Ugh.
Yeah. Luckily, she came back to life, but I was panicking there for about a day.
Oh, Cody from After 5 lost his GoPro in the lake the other day. Ooh.
I haven't done. I actually can't believe I haven't done that one. I've been filming with GoPros for 3 or 4 years now, and I've yet to lose one. I had one stolen out of my truck at a boat ramp, but I've yet to lose one.
Hey, I put one on the. I was getting my stuff together to go duck hunting, and the last thing was the GoPro. And I ran back in the house and got it. Ran up to the truck and put it on the toolbox because there was something else I needed to do, and I was in a hurry and I took off, and I couldn't find my GoPro when I got there, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on? On the way home, I was turning into my neighborhood, and I saw some plastic stuff on the road.
Oh,
there it was. There it was. Matter of fact, I still got the strap. The strap was safe. The head strap was safe. But the whole camera and all that was just was wasted.
Oh, that's never a good feeling.
So, well, let's talk some conservation. I know that your duck season is already, your early season has started, right? Or is it over?
Yeah, it's over. Today was actually the last day, so we only get 4 days for it.
Okay. And I know that our duck season starts the 21st of November. But it's, conservation. I mean, I think it's a 24/7 kind of deal, and at least in my opinion. Now I know that y'all did some food plots this year for waterfowl, but does your state or do they allow you to plant on public water or public areas, or how do they allow it? I mean,
I've looked in. I've been looking into it more this season. It's on a case to case basis, but in general, it's not really allowed. And most of the places that I could do it, I would have to have the ability to work with a manager to like drop water levels, besides maybe trying to water seed rice or something. But yeah, there's one place I really want to try it that they always draw down in the summer, but it's actually controlled by a town because it's a reservoir, so you're not allowed to put anything in it that's not natural.
Because it's an invasive plant, yeah.
Yeah, so which it already has hydrilla in it, so what would I really be hurting? But
why don't you send me a couple 5-gallon buckets full?
Yeah,
I'd love to put that back in our lake. Yep. No, that was not me, Santee Cooper. That was not me. That was my alter ego. Oh, look who's in the house. True Southern waterfowler. Welcome. Guys, if you do not have this guy and you're a duck hunter, along with Thomas, y'all need to get a hold of True Southern waterfowler. I actually found him the other day on another friend of mine's channel, Duckalope Outdoors, and he's got some good stuff. Thomas, I don't know if you know him or not, or have had the opportunity to see his channel.
Yeah, but check out some stuff.
But he's got a great channel, and mods, if y'all could throw him out there as well as far as the links. He's a real good guy. Here's the kicker with him. His wife does the filming.
Ah, there you go.
My wife eats the ducks. I kill them, cook them, clean them, cook them, and she eats them. That's as far as that goes. And she's in the other room, and she's probably hearing me because I'm loud anyway. She's going to come in here and hit me with a cast iron skillet. But y'all need to check his out. And his question, and we've already answered it, but I'm going to, Thomas, you'll go ahead and answer it again. What's y'all's favorite type of waterfowl hunting? ducks or geese, and what species of duck and geese?
So for me, it's ducks, and then black ducks are my favorite to hunt. What about you, Matt?
How about geese?
Geese, yeah, all I've shot is Canada, so all I can really speak on is them. But I think speckle bellies look really cool. I'm envious of y'all out west who get them.
And Cody, yes, I looked behind me in my camera just to see if there was somebody behind me. True Southern waterfowler, ducks, of course, hence the name Daddy Duck. My favorite duck is the American black duck. It by far my favorite duck. My favorite duck to eat has got to be the summer duck. Best eating duck out there. For those that don't know what a summer duck is, that is a wood duck. So hashtag summer duck. As far as geese go, my favorite is speckle bellies. That is my favorite goose to hunt, to decoy, to eat. Love them. Accidentally love them. I have shot quite a few of them out in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. And when I get the chance to go, That's all I want to go after. I care less about a mallard. I honestly, if I'm in a place that's got speckle bellies, I could care less about a mallard. I want specks. I want specks. You got to come east and get after some black ducks. Well, come on. We'll do our best. We'll hit the coast and do our best to get you a black duck.
Get you some black duck decoys and a really, really good hide.
That's it.
That's how you get them.
Paint your face and lay down.
Mm-hmm.
And don't call. No calling.
Yep.
Little motion with a jerk string, and that's about it.
Yep.
That is about it. All right, let's see here. Any other questions, guys? Give us some questions. We'd like to answer them. Trust me. Now, are you still in school? I mean, your classes are still going.
Yeah. So luckily I only have classes. I got my schedule set up this year where I only have classes on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, so I get a little bit more time to hunt. But yeah, I still got taking 4 classes this semester.
Awesome. Hey, not
School
a problem.
isn't what it used to be.
It's actually work now, huh?
Yeah. They took like the work is harder now, it seems like, and they took all the fun out of it with COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a different discussion for a different day.
Yep.
Cody from After 5 Outdoors is asking you, Thomas, what is your favorite diver duck?
See, I think if I got to hunt more canvasbacks, I would definitely say canvasbacks, but I've only ever got on them once in my life, really. But I'll say canvasbacks. I still need to get a big bull can, so that's probably my favorite. That's an icon right there. What about you, Matt?
Divers, canvasbacks are the king. They are the king. One second.
True Southern waterfowl. I mainly hunt over avian X's. That's I don't know what got me hooked on them early, but I've been using them for a long time. Oh wow.
This is I don't know how well y'all can see this. But this is a cork canvasback, wooden head, wood tail. I actually carved this out myself probably 35 years ago.
Wow.
Did it myself. Gave it a rough paint job because it doesn't need to be intricate. But we used to get a lot of canvasbacks on our lake when we had hydrilla, and seriously, a half a dozen canvasback decoys, kill all you wanted. But yeah, divers. As far as divers goes, canvasback's my king. That's the duck I want.
Yep.
Quick story on actually 2 stories on canvasbacks. We were hunting up your way. Oh, what's that? I'm trying to think of that lake.
Virginia or North Carolina?
Virginia.
On the border of North Carolina?
Yeah, it's
Lake Gaston or Lake Kerr?
It might have been Gaston
or Roanoke Rapids, maybe.
This was, I mean, a long time ago. But we were specifically targeting canvasbacks, and they had been on somebody's corn somewhere because after we killed them, they had corn in their craw.
Mm-hmm.
When we cooked them, they smelled like roasted corn in the oven.
Damn.
I kid you not. And so that's one story. Several years later, I was on one of our lakes, what we call the lower lake, Lake Moultrie, and we had a lot of hydrilla. I was by myself. I had walked into this flat. You could get there by boat in high water, but it was low water, it was an open flat. Walked in there, 24 decoys on my back, and I had a flock of canvasbacks come in. There were 5 in the flock, and just to tell you how long ago this was, we could shoot lead. And
wow.
I had my favorite shell, and still is today, is a Winchester Western Super X 2 3/4 baby Magnum 5. That was the duck killing shell right there. Again, we didn't have cameras. We didn't have video cameras. I was by myself. A flock of those canvasbacks came in. I pulled out on the lead bird, and when I pulled the trigger, all 5 birds fell. All 5 of them. The limit was, I think back then, was 2. And yeah,
I guess the statute of limitations is passed.
Oh yeah. You talk about stuffing ducks in the bottom of a decoy bag. I mean, I had them stuffed in my waders. I ran. I collected those. Plus, I'd already shot a few mallards and a couple of wood ducks. So, I mean, I was stuffing ducks everywhere and where I could, and and got out of there quick. I mean, the whole way drive home, I would see a patrol car 20 miles away from where I was hunting. I would turn down another road just to get away. I mean, I was that nervous. But yeah. Let's see here.
Midwest Duck Slayer, you need to come out here to Virginia. Virginia is the bufflehead capital of the world, I'm sure.
Thanks a lot, True Southern Waterfowlers, for the comment on the decoy looks good. I believe you also asked the question was, what kind of decoys? I have a bunch of different brands. I do have some I got some Herder's decoys. I got Avery's green headgear stuff. I've got Herder's. I got corks. Most of my corks are homemade. I got a bunch of them up in the top of my shed. Let's see here. I got Academy Sports decoys. And then I just was given last Father's Day, my family gave me a 6-pack of Lifetime decoys. And so I just got those, and I haven't hunted over them yet, but they look amazing. And I can't wait to watch that.
You can probably lift them with your pinky too.
Huh?
I said you can probably lift them with your pinky too. Josh from Outdoor Limits had them, and I literally carried like a dozen of them like it was nothing.
Yeah.
They're incredible. I think in 5 years every decoy is going to be made out of that foam. Because if you can make them out of that foam, man, it's a game changer.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah. I want to get rid of everything I got except for my corks and get lifetime decoys. That's my goal. And but I mean, at $100 for 6, whew, and
I need to.
I got 15, 20 dozen decoys in my shed. You know, what part of the country? And I must have missed that part. Okay, I'm from South Carolina, and Thomas by name is Virginia Outdoors Unlimited, so he's from Virginia. And I believe Southern Waterfowler is from Mississippi. You're from Mississippi, right? I believe so. Oh.
I was actually planning on hunting Mississippi this year, but I don't know if it's going to happen now. We'll have to see.
Yeah. I had a trip to Washington State this year, and with all the travel restrictions, with the mask wearing, I'm not going.
I'm not going to mess with it. Yeah, I don't blame you.
And it's too far to drive.
Yep. Are you going to make any trips this year? Or are you just going to stick to Old Carolina?
I'm probably going to stay here in South Carolina. I do want to get up to North Carolina. My wife's niece, her fiance or boyfriend, or I'm not exactly sure what they are, but he's got a place in North Carolina, and I was going to try to get up there for their early season, their October season.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't quite work out, and so I'm going to try to get up there for Thanksgiving time frame. And he's got a nice little swamp up there to hunt, and then he's a coastal fisherman, so he knows the coast real well.
Mm-hmm.
Because he targets redfish and speckled trout and flounder,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows the coast real well, and be a good time to go up there, and I can learn it a little bit more. I've been up there before, been up there several times, but if you're not there every day, you don't know the area.
Yep.
The battleship foam decoys, yes, those are some really good decoys, by the way. That was from Midwest Duck Slayer. All right. Any other questions?
I think Midwest Duck Slayer asked earlier if either of us had ever, or no, After Five asked if either of us had ever gotten to any bluebills. Have y'all been getting into them at all down there?
We used to get into a bunch of them when we had hydrilla on the lake, and every now and then we get into them on our lakes, but they're mostly on the coast, and it's a 2.5 hour drive for me to go to the coast on a. They may be there, they may not. All right, Georgia Trapping and Fishing, Mr. Greg, he's got to run. Hey, man, take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping in. And if you haven't already, please, guys, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. I'm showing 9 in the house and only 4 thumbs up. So help me out.
I'm seeing 8, 19, getting close to 20 now.
Oh, yeah, I'm probably lagging or something. You got 19 thumbs up. Well, thanks a lot. And my computers are not the best in the world. It's 2020 and I'm running 1820 computers.
Yeah, we don't really get into the bluebills too thick out up here as well, but the guide services, like there's I think our 2 biggest guide services in Virginia, they're up on the Potomac, and they pretty much, their bread and butter duck is the bluebills, so this limit reduction is going to hurt them this year.
Yeah, it's only like 1, and then sometime after January it goes up to 2 or something.
Yeah, I think it's like it's 1 for 20 days and then 2 for 40 days. I think that's how it is. Or maybe it's the other way around, but it's weird. I've never seen a split season like this for a limit.
Yeah. Let's see. True Southern Waterfowler, you got almost 20. Great stuff, y'all. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I try to do this every Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I come up live. If I can get somebody to come up on the panel with me and talk ducks, that's what I want to do. Sometimes I just sit here and talk, and we just chat back, going back to the chat. But as it's getting closer and closer to duck season, I'm getting more and more pumped up. So I want to kill something.
Yeah.
You know.
How far would it be for you to get to North Carolina?
Depending on where you want to go, if I hit I-95, which would take me into Lumberton, North Carolina, so right there at the border. That's an hour and a half, hour and 45, and I can be in North Carolina. If I want to hit the coast, that's going to be about 3 hours to Wilmington, because it's the route I have to take, to get there. I have to go up and then across, So it's really not far. I mean, as the crow flies. And if there's ducks there, then that ain't far at all. I mean, if I can drive 13 hours to Stuttgart in a night, I can, by myself, I can get up there. So let's see here. Ours is 2 all year. Ours is 2 all year, I believe. I'm assuming that's on Bluebills. Mo Homesteading says it's a good stream for knowledge, and I have you on the live list. Matt at Daddy Duck 365 should have that list done this week. The Binkno Bunch says we look forward to the live show. I hope the kids got to see the intro, Jay, because I was really thinking about them when I was trying to put it together. It's back to the conservation. I'm really wanting to get in this year, and especially getting it on film. I'm going to say the Wood Duck Project, the Wood Duck Box projects. I got several friends that build them, and they place them around their private property that they've got to help out. I got one guy right now. He texted me late this afternoon, and had I known about it, I might have been able to get up there to get some film before I started this show tonight. But Hunting Stuff with J&J, hey, how you doing? Welcome. He's planting some oak trees right now.
Oh, and wow.
He has a food plot set up, and what his long range plan is he is planting oaks, but he's planting them in a circle. So in the center of the circle is going to be open. And right now they're 3-4 foot saplings that he's planting, and he's actually got a trail leading into them. So if you think about a circle inside of a circle with a trail coming out, so he can walk into it, and he's going to be putting, he's going to be flooding it, and it's probably about 50 to 75 acres. But he said, he goes, I got to do something, and and where he's going to be at, he's going to get a lot of summer ducks. I mean, that's what he will get. I mean, there's no ifs and buts about it. So. True Southern Waterfowler, I want to thank you so much for coming in tonight. I appreciate it, buddy. I do have you on my list. I got your bell notification, so the next time you do a live, I'll be able to watch y'all as well. And I appreciate you coming in. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. It would be greatly appreciated. All right.
How long does it take for one of them oak saplings to reach maturity? 40 or 50 years?
A full maturity, yeah, but they'll start producing acorns in about 15 to
Okay.
20. I mean,
Gotcha.
he's doing this for long term.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think there's some hybrids out there that you can get that'll actually start producing a whole lot sooner. I think I actually forget the name of it's a hybrid oak. I I want to say I read somewhere, you know, Mossy Oak Nurseries. Have you heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yep.
they got a hybrid that starts producing acorns very, very quick.
Hmm.
Uh,
Gotcha.
it could be up anywhere from 5 to 10, but
Hmm.
generally, you know, they're just replacing trees that you know they're dead or they've cut a hole and they've got to fill it with something. And they've already
Mm-hmm.
got their oak mast in there, but he's actually building something for the future for his kids and grandkids. So
Yep.
that's his project. You know what he's
That's
doing.
pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool for sure.
If you want trees, buy out of McMinnville, Tennessee. I bought thousands over the years. Tree nursery capital of the world. Okay, that's good stuff. And Beaton Bunch said, my boy's the unofficial president and VP of DD365 fan club, started reminding him at 8 o'clock this morning that it was my live day. That's funny.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, that's why I started this, man. You know, if is to help and teach a little bit, you know, what I've got, you know, what I know, what I've learned, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that's the fun part for me. That's my fun part.
Great. Yeah, I want to do some of that, some of the wood duck projects too. I actually meant to do some this past off season, but I'm just trying to find good spots for them because the only thing I worry about is putting them out on our. There are some out on our public lands, but I really hate to have people out there disturbing them all the time when the birds are trying to nest. So if I do put some up, I'd like to find a nice little private spot where they're not going
Right.
to get messed with too much.
Well, they do help, and not only do they help the summer ducks, but they help other birds as well because you'll have all
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff going in there,
Yep.
all kind of different birds and whatnot. So it does help the wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my big thing this year was planting SAV, subaquatic vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
Planting the water shield with our local co-op, which was Santee Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we planted a lot, a lot. And I mean, you get in the water and you have a guy sitting in the boat looking for alligators, and the rest of you are in the water, diving to the bottom trying to attach these plants and trying to get them rooted. You know, that was our thing this year, trying to get
Yeah,
back to native vegetation.
yeah, I watched this video. That's pretty cool. I actually didn't know that that stuff offered so much food value till I watched that video.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much food value, um, especially the farther south you go, because the ducks they're looking for that protein, so they need those invertebrates for that trip back home for better egg production and nesting, and they need
Mm-hmm.
that protein from the invertebrates. And a lot of guys, they'll go out and they plant these cornfields and they flood them, and yeah, it's great food. The ducks are gonna eat it, no ifs and buts about it. But there's no benefit in the long run. There's no invertebrates. You'll get some invertebrate explosion when they do flood it, but that corn and stuff degrades so fast, it just goes away.
Yep. Yep.
Judith Davis, watching a wood duck hit a box. I'm amazed that the boxes stay together. Judith, first time I saw a summer duck hit a hole in a tree, I went to the other side of the tree and fully expecting his head to be stuck out the back of it.
Yep.
That is the crazy. They'll full speed into a hole that big.
Yep.
And they set them wings as soon as they hit it and drop right down into it.
I don't know how they do it. I've seen them go into a tree, and it's crazy.
Oh. Make a video on carving a decoy. Cody, I haven't carved a decoy in 30 something years. I don't even know if I know where my tools are.
That's something I want to get into one day. I'd love to make my own set of decoys to hunt over. That'd be pretty cool.
I have a set of black ducks, about five or six,
Mm-hmm.
up in my shed. I have never hunted over. And
Damn.
I made them with the intent of taking a trip up north to PEI or Nova Scotia or someplace where there are a lot of black ducks. And that was all I was going to take. And then hunt over them with a side by side, my side by side shotgun, my 12 side by side, and just that was it. That's how I wanted to hunt it. But it never came to pass, and I mean, it may one day. I don't know. With this YouTube and social media, I may get invited to go up there. But that's what I want to do is take those. I have the old H style anchors on them, so I mean they were done in a traditional way, and I want to hunt. That's what I want to do, and all hand painted. And of course they're not detailed. They're just solid dark color.
Yep.
See, Cody said his would look like woodpeckers. And cast some in styrofoam. I've seen that too, Judith. We used to do that when I was a kid. When we were kids, go to some of these housing places where they were building houses and take the styrofoam and try to glue them together and carve out a decoy out of it. All right. Well, anything else, buddy? Anything else you got?
I think that's about all I got.
Okay.
Anything you got?
Man, I consider whatever we can come up with something. I can, anything I do with ducks, I love it. You have a dog, do you?
No, I need to get one so bad, man. It's just tough with being at college, but I decided actually after that hunt down in North Carolina, I'm getting one as soon as the season goes out this year. So I'm gonna hopefully just get one, and hopefully I don't know. I'm gonna try, and it's gonna be tough if I get it in February to see if I can get it ready before September rolls around. But maybe I'll be able to just squeeze it in time if I get an 8-week-old in February. I might be able to have he or she ready by the time the season gets here.
Yeah, this will be the first year that I will not be hunting with one of my dogs. The lab I hunt over is a yellow lab. Her name is Gracie, and she turned 11, and she's got a real bad case of arthritis. She still has the heart. Like I said, Sunday I was putting on camouflage and getting ready to go meet some guys, getting the boat ready. And she was following me around the house whining. She wanted to go so bad. She knew what I was doing. And I couldn't take her, and of course I wouldn't take her this time of year anyway because of the alligators. But I won't be hunting with her. And her last retrieve she made last year, and I had forgotten my camera. I left it in the truck. And when she was making a retrieve, I forgot that I could take video with my phone, an idiot. but I did get some pictures of her. So I did of her making her last, and it happened to be a mallard drake. So that was cool. But
Yeah, good way.
but yeah, this will be the first year, and I can't get another one until when she goes away. Then I'll get another one then.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't even had to deal with, that yet. We had a house lab, but I couldn't imagine, having to retire a hunting dog. I watched, Elliot have to retire Izzy, and that was even tough for me to watch. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, that's never easy, it seems like.
Yes, Cody, we do have alligators, and I'm going to do my best to get one rousted out of that hole, and so you can see them. Cody's coming down here in December to hunt with me.
There you go.
The two things he doesn't like are snakes and alligators, and we got plenty of them. So
you have to pull an alligator in the boat just for him.
Oh yeah,
get one attached to the old decoy weight, so while he's pulling it up, he'll have a real surprise on the other end of the line.
and they won't bother you unless you bother them. They want to get away from you. They don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
We were out Sunday, and we had probably about a 6 or 7 footer, and I was push poling the boat, and the guy in the middle of the boat, he had the camera, and he thought he was filming the alligator. And then when I reviewed the film, he didn't push the button. Oh my God. And the gator was right there. Right there. And I mean, I could have touched him with the push pole. I mean, easy could have touched him with the push pole. I think I could have touched him with my 4-foot paddle, but he was right there. But he was just chilling out on the grass bank, in the grass and the alligator grass, just hanging out. We're poling right beside him. Just he's like, okay, whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah, I seen a video.
Grown ones. I have seen some ones that are you think the only thing you're thinking about is Jurassic Park. They are grown.
I wonder if we'll ever get them up here in Virginia. I doubt it. Probably gets too cold.
Yeah, I think it just gets too cold.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some. I mean, you go 20 miles north of where I'm at, and you won't see them.
I've seen them in eastern North Carolina a couple times, but that's just in like real warm water canals.
Yeah, yeah. But you go 20 miles north, you won't see them. Let's see here. Oh, Judith is talking about Judith's talking about her trap line is full of neutral, and they have a few 6 to 8 foot gators. Beagle Bunch doesn't worry about gators because they don't have any. Well, yeah, you're in Kentucky. You got moonshiners. But yeah, the alligators. I've had a few that I've had a couple that have tried to take my teal during teal season. You just I usually just get in the water and just start thrashing the water with a stick, and they go away.
Yep.
Oh well, we'll have mosquitoes in the wintertime there, Cody. Trust me. We got the mosquitoes down here so big enough they'll stand flat-footed and mate with a turkey. Oh man, like you starting to wind down there, brother.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a nap in between my hunt and this evening, so I'm starting to. Yeah, starting to get them heavy eyelids.
When can we take a dog in the gator country? Generally, um, depending on the weather in November. If we have warm, if it's warm, if it's going to get above 70 that day, I won't take a dog. But if it's going to stay below, um, they start becoming a little lethargic. And I hope I pronounced that right. I mean, they can still get a dog, but they're just a little bit slower. So when we have cooler nights, say temperatures down in the 30s and 40s at night, then generally speaking, unless it gets up to above 70, 75, we're not going to have, we may see them, but we're not going to have troubles with them. They're just too slow.
Mm-hmm.
After 5 wants to know if that's a merganser behind you.
Yes, it is. That's actually the first merganser I ever killed. That's a red-breasted merganser. I was hunting a corn impoundment. We'd been shooting a handful of ringnecks all morning, and this thing came right in. I think I was like 14 years old. It was like my second duck hunt ever, and decided to get it mounted.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Yeah, you did show up at the wrong time. Skeeter's mating with turkeys. That's right. He's already missed all the bad stuff. Hey, I think it's been pretty good stuff today, Cody. Come on.
Yeah, it's been a fun
one.
one.
A good intro this morning or this evening. Lawn dart. That's right.
Yeah, about the only thing they're good for is a mount, unfortunately. I don't even hardly shoot them anymore. I definitely wouldn't shoot red-breasteds or commons anymore. I'll shoot the hooded mergansers. They actually don't taste terrible.
I do want one to mount. A hooded. I want one to mount, and that's the only reason I want it.
I swear that hoodies eat acorns. I've seen a hooded merganser with acorns in his crop before. I don't know what you always see them in our swamps diving around, and I know they're not eating fish in these little tiny swamps. So I swear that they'll eat some plant matter sometimes. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to hang out. I'm gonna try to hang out for about 30 more minutes. Hope you can hang in with me. And then we'll probably call it a night in about 30. So
yeah,
I usually tons of hoodies, but they aren't around either. We get quite a few hoodies. I mean, we got one lake. Oh, another story. Cloudy morning. It was me and my son and another guy who I called the hairless Cajun Yeti. So if he's out there watching covertly tonight, he'll know who I'm talking about. But we were on a small lake, and on one end of it you can't hunt, but on the other end you can, and it's real tough to get in there. And honestly, if you're the first person in there, no one else can get in there. That's just the way it is. Really tight quarters in there. And it's just one little slough. It's real muddy. Even had trouble with a mud motor getting in there. I mean, I literally got the mud motor stuck, and when you get out, you actually sunk up to your waist and stuff. It's a nasty place. It was foggy that morning, and over the treetops came a flock of ducks. And to this day, I swore that they were teal, and we cut loose on them. And they were all hooded mergansers. We shot the whole flock. And they were hoodies. And I'm like, oh no, yeah, it was a bad morning, because it's, and it was a bad morning, and we got out of there. I couldn't stay there much longer after that. But I mean, to this day, I still swear that they were teal, and they changed. They were voodooed. As soon as they hit the water, as soon as they died, you had a voodoo woman in the background doing her chant and stuff, and changed them into mergansers. Yeah, Mike Turner, how you doing? Welcome.
I call them. That's the reason I call them hooded teal, because my buddies always know if I see a bird and I yell teal, it's probably a hooded merganser coming in.
It's kind of like that spoonbill, huh?
Yep.
No.
Oh, he would have shot that if it wasn't for me.
Oh man. But it's blue on the wing. Yeah. Well, look at his lip. But speaking of spoonbills, I like them. I don't see a problem. Everybody, spoonbill gets a bad rap, but they don't eat bad. They really don't.
No, I shot two of them out in Kansas, along with a pintail and green wing teal. And I mean the pintail was the best, but the pintail and the green wing teal were the best, but the spoonbill was not far behind. The spoonbill was better than the mallard we shot that day.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure it depends on what they're eating. If they're out there in the sewage, whatever thing, yeah, they're probably going to taste so good. But you shoot them out of a swamp in the middle, or a marsh in the middle of nowhere, they ain't bad.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, and y'all were hunting around a bunch of smartweed too, and I have found that the ducks that are eating smartweed taste better than ducks that have been eating corn. In general,
mm-hmm. Probably just more of a natural diet anyway.
And see, Jay from Binknell Mutt says the first spoonbill I ate tasted like rotten mud. Tasted like how rotten mud smells.
Have you ever tried the old coot?
Yes, I've eaten coot gizzards. I've eaten pull the gizzards out and cook them. We've done that.
Breast?
Huh?
Have y'all tried the breast? How do they smell? I've heard that they don't smell very good. I've never shot one.
Yeah, like cleaning a turkey. It's the most. It's a rotten. Oh, it'll gag you. I would rather bust a bladder on a hog and then eat it than clean another coot. That thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've eaten them. Because I did shoot some one day when I was a kid. I came home with them all proud, and my daddy said, "Clean them, and you're going to cook them, and you're going to eat them." And I just went and stuck my head in the sewage treatment plant. I mean, I just that is a better smell. So I've never, but yeah, have I shot them? Yeah, I'll still shoot one or two every now and then to maybe work a dog with. Or something, to give them something to retrieve on a slow day or something. But when we try to eat them, I'll eat the gizzards out of them. I got another buddy of mine who's half Cajun, and he knows how to cook them, and they taste pretty good the way he cooks them. And the breast, no, no. But other birds like marsh hens and common moorhens and rails and stuff that you find, they are some good eating birds. They are really good eating birds.
I really wanted to try one of them rails when I was out on the Eastern Shore. I heard a lot of good things about how they eat.
Yeah. You clean them whole, salt, pepper, roll them in flour and fry them, make a gravy. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Josh wants to know the prettiest duck that you've shot.
I got a widgeon in the other room that I shot in Arkansas, and that was the prettiest widgeon I've ever killed, and I think that was the prettiest bird that I've ever shot. And I've shot a lot of widgeons and pintails, summer ducks galore. I got one up here. It's a pretty bird, but I think that widgeon is probably the prettiest that I've ever shot. And I gotta, yeah. How about yourself? What's your best mount?
I'd say I actually have to agree. I'd say mine's my widgeon. I only have a mallard, a widgeon, and that's merganser. But I think the widgeon is just such a pretty bird. So that widgeon I got definitely takes the cake for me. I've definitely shot. I don't know. I think the wood duck is probably the prettiest duck out there. So I've definitely shot some nice wood ducks, but I just haven't. I shoot so many. It's hard to pick which one to get mounted.
Right, right.
I'm
Yeah, and
waiting to get a banded one.
so I'm going to ask this question. Besides the summer duck, what do you think? What duck is the prettiest
I
besides the
think
summer duck?
probably like I'd say probably a harlequin. I think but we don't shoot them too often. But in terms of puddlers, I'd go with the widgeon. I think I think the pintail is the most elegant. The pintail, like, they have a very unique look to them. But I think the colors on a widgeon, especially those wing feathers on a widgeon, are some of my favorite feathers I've ever seen on a duck. Those black ones with the white outline, they're just beautiful feathers.
Right. Mine would have to be the Gadwall Drake.
Really.
I think they're yeah, just the bars that they have and the feathers, that chestnut crown, he's in that head, that really shiny black bill just kind of puts it all together. He just he looks like a working man duck, and
Hmm.
he's like, all right, guys, come on, and
Yeah.
but those patterns, excuse me, those patterns in the wings and in the feathers, um, I do. I think that's, besides the summer ducks being the prettiest. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you 100% on the elegance of a pintail. Um, the widgeon's a beautiful bird. Buffleheads are, you know, just gorgeous.
Hmm.
That I want a nice gadwall. I've not shot a really nice one, or the ones I've shot I've just mangled up so bad, you know. But I want a nice gaddy to put on the wall, to add to my collection.
Yeah, we've actually been blessed to get into more of them this past couple years up here as well. I love them. I definitely think they're an awesome looking bird. But man, that's the cool thing about ducks for me. Like, I don't the only species of duck that I can think of where the drakes aren't pretty come January is a ruddy duck. So, that's why I love hunting ducks.
Yeah, Gidget Triple, how you doing, Gidget? Welcome. Yeah, Ruddy Ducks. That was a. Uh, have you shot one yet? Have you had the opportunity to shoot one?
Yeah, I've got to shoot a couple, but they're all ugly.
Um, I, I've shot a few, and it seemed like I needed a cannon to shoot them. Those things are tough. We got into them down in Louisiana one year. We were down on the coast, and um, it just seemed like every flock of ducks that came in were ruddy ducks, and nobody wanted to shoot them.
Hmm.
We were waiting and waiting, and finally we just couldn't help ourselves, and we just cut loose in them. And I mean, they are tough. I mean, everyone I thought was stone cold dead popped up, tried to swim off.
Yeah. Yeah, they
They're,
don't die. That's the thing. They're easy to knock down. They're really hard to kill.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Well, it looks like chat's just talking to each other. There. Bingo Bunch says we think they're all pretty. Yeah. I think all ducks are beautiful, especially when they're got their little feet sticking up out of that cornbread dressing. That's when they're the prettiest.
Yep.
And we think they're all pretty if Mojo's bringing them back. Yeah, that's right. Mojo's their lab.
Mm.
Casey Carston, how you doing, bud? Spoonies, that's right. Spoonbill killer there. Oh my goodness, it has been a long day. I left the house this morning about 3:30, go to work, and came back, and um, I'm fading fast. I got to leave in the morning again to go back to work.
Mm.
Cool beans there, Casey. We got to get together this year. We got to go kill some ducks. Let's see here. We got about 15 more minutes. Any more questions from the chat for me, or especially for Thomas? You got anybody got anything? For those of you just coming in, this is Thomas from Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. He's got a channel. Been doing it for 4 years, 3 or 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a great channel. Awesome. JV's in the house. I'm surprised after what I heard. I did not see the live last night, but from what I heard, I'm surprised he's able to even find his way around a keyboard to get on the internet.
Was he just staying up late or drinking and staying up late?
There was a little party going on around that house. Gideon, I'm feeling a little bit better. I got enough medication in me to last a lifetime. Supposed to be going tomorrow to get my tooth looked at. Cody from After Five is asking you, Thomas, what's the most common duck you see in Virginia?
Ooh, that's actually a tough one. I'd say it's neck and neck between mallards and wood ducks. It depends on the year. If we get a little bit more cold, we'll see more mallards, but if it stays warm, we'll see more wood ducks. What about y'all down there?
Oh, summer ducks.
Yep.
It's in our winters. We haven't had a winter in 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, we haven't had a winter. Last year was my worst season ever.
Yep.
I did shoot one mallard and I shot one pintail. But everything else was summer ducks. I mean, now you go back about 3 years, and we were shooting everything. I went into one hole and we shot a 6-man limit of teal and summer ducks, blue wing teal in December, late December. We were shooting blue wing teal and summer ducks.
Damn.
It was crazy the amount of ducks we saw that day. Casey Carson says coots is where it's at. Yep, Casey is the coot and spoonbill killer of South Carolina. Let's see here. Cody's asking what kind of turkeys y'all got.
Only Easterns out here. Probably the same for you down there.
Yeah.
Do they get Osceolas anywhere in Georgia, or are they just Florida?
As far as they may have some in southern Georgia. Yeah. They may have a few, but I think it's all in Florida. That's another I want to do the Grand Slam. I want to take a season and go do the Grand Slam. I really do. That's a bucket list
awesome.
trip.
That would be awesome.
And I want to do it in the year. That one season in a season is what I want to do it in. But
yeah, that'd be sweet.
All right, Mark, take care of yourself. Thanks for coming in. JV Outdoors is wanting to know what shot you use for ducks and geese.
What type of it? I'd say it's 2 different answers. If I could pick, I'd be shooting Boss 2 3/4 inch number 5s at everything. But right now, with the college budget and the ammo shortage, I'm shooting whatever I can get my hands on.
Yeah, I'm game too, Cody. We got to try it, man. We're gonna try that Grand Slam one year. I've been shooting because I'm shooting my Belgium Browning 16 gauge a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've been shooting heavy shot bismuth out of it, and shooting number fours because that's all I can find. And I do want the Boss ammo. Every time that I went to go order it for the 16 gauge, they were out of it.
Yeah, I
And
feel that pain.
and then something would come up in life and then take my money, and then I couldn't order it.
Yeah.
Because I had things set aside for this particular things. I'm just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And but I really want to get the 16 gauge 2 3/4 fives because that's what I used when I was a kid in lead shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I know that bismuth patterns pretty much the same as lead.
Yep.
And yeah, but I've been going to bismuth. Bismuth number fours for my 20 gauge, bismuth number fours for my 16. And then if I shoot my 12 gauge, then I have been shooting Federal Black Cloud number threes, 3-inch threes, and I do real well with those.
Yep.
All that's on ducks, and then on geese, whatever double BB I can find, whatever's the best. Also, what kind of shotgun are you using this year?
I use a Franke Affinity 3. And then for my shot size, actually, I think that might have been. I don't think I answered the question right. I typically try to shoot, if I'm shooting steel, I shoot number 2s because I feel pretty confident on both geese and ducks with number 2s. So unless I'm only hunting wood ducks or teal, then I'll drop down to 4s or 6s. But I try to stick with 2s when big duck is in.
Okay. JV Outdoors says he's been out of the waterfowl scene for a while, so he doesn't know all the new shells out there. JV, I will tell you that there's heavy shot bismuth, but I think Boss ammo is, from what I've seen and what I've read and the testimonials I've heard from other people, that they make the best shot shell out there. The problem with it's extremely expensive, and they don't. You go out and buy a box of shells. When you think about buying a box of shells, you're thinking about buying 25. But with Boss Ammo, they pack 20 to the box, and they're about $30 a box, give or take. So they're expensive.
Yep. Don't have much.
Magical. Yes, I do believe so.
When I start shooting skeet and trap some to get my shooting, straight, then I'll start shooting Boss. But I do too much missing right now to just, shoot $1.50 every time I miss.
Yeah, you had some pretty good whips on the last one. I couldn't see the ducks in the film, and I'm like, what's he shooting at? I just couldn't see it, when I was watching the video today. And I was up like this, and I'm like, what in the world is he shooting at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the black clouds, JV, especially for my 12 gauge. But I'm a firm believer in bismuth. I know that bismuth kills better, flat out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not going to open it up, but that's a reload for my 16 gauge heavy shot bismuth. A friend of mine did some reloading and reloaded me some shells in the bismuth, and these are number 6s. And I know last year, we had a better teal season last year, and of course I wasn't filming then, but I put some smack down on teal and summer ducks with this shell right there. I mean, some heavy hits. Casey Carson asks, is Thomas the kid that hunts out of the kayak all the time?
That I am. Yep, I'm guilty there.
Yep. Yep, he's the
I
one.
love hunting out of a kayak.
And Jay from the Binknell Bunch wants to know, what do you think about the shot cam?
I like it a lot. The one thing I need to figure out, so like typically it goes into sleep mode after 30 seconds, and then you just got to hit the stock to turn it on. But I'm realizing, that works for geese and big ducks, but on these wood duck shoots, I don't even have time. So I just need to turn it on and leave it recording for the 30-minute wood duck shoot, and then not even worry about having to try to wake it up.
Let's see. Robert Bryant's in the house. Robert is one of my buddies. He's one of the guys I went hunting with the other day. And I have not posted that video, so I'm not going to do the spoiler on it. But I'm just going to say this, Robert, if Zach is watching, we both know somebody who can shoot 3 times at something on the water and does not hit it. We'll go there. He knows a guy that also uses a kayak. Judith Davis, I'm sorry. Thanks for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next time. Casey Carson says that he watches a bunch of your videos. And Cody from After 5 Outdoors is asking, what kind of kayak do you use?
Oh, I use a Old Town Discovery 119. And I appreciate it, Robert and Casey. Glad y'all enjoy the videos. Yeah, I got it. Well, I'd say it's probably, a lot of people think it's a canoe, but if you look at the Indian definition of what a kayak and a canoe was, because they were the first to use them, a kayak was a one-person canoe. So I get questions all the time about it.
JV Outdoors, thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate everything. You have a good evening. I hope you feel better.
That second night of sleep is always the one that helps after
yeah,
a long night.
After a long night prior.
Yep.
All right. Well, we got about 4 minutes, so I'm trying to make it out to at least 2 hours. That's what I wanted to do tonight. Get a full 2 hours in. I know you're tired.
Nah.
I haven't had sleep in like 4 days. It seems like whatever. Casey is saying he's got a kayak to use this season. Do you want to ride with me? No. No.
I don't think I would be using the kayak too much if I had gators bigger than my kayak in the waters.
I'm not so much worried about the alligators as I'm worried about my weight. I am fat, and there's no getting around that. And a fat man has no business being in a kayak.
You need to try out a new canoe. Those things are pretty sweet.
I'm gonna stick with my 18-foot by 48 Go Devil boat with a 35 Go Devil surface drive because I know I can't tip it over. I can launch it in the air, and I've done it, but they're very hard to turn over.
Here, I'll find a kayak for you, and we'll trade. You send me the boat, I'll send you the kayak.
But I tell you what, you come down here, and I'll take you for a boat ride, and because you get one, you'll fall in love with it. I kid you not. There are, and I don't know what about our friend out west that's busting props every 5 seconds. If you talk to, I want to know: is he actually breaking the prop, or is he the prop off?
No, he was breaking it. Apparently, that swamp, because it's bog in there. So basically, the whole bottom of it is just lined with logs. Like you can just walk on top of the logs in there. So he thinks he was just breaking it on all the logs submerged.
You should see the places I run mine.
Yeah.
And I have not. I've chipped one. I need a new prop, but understand I've had the same prop on mine since I bought it, and that was in 2009. so I need a new prop. But okay, let's see
Yep.
here. Bing a bunch, fun time tonight. We love both of the channels. Everyone have a great night. Jay, y'all have a great night. I appreciate y'all coming in. Give my best to your wife and the rest of your family. I hope everybody stays safe and you have a good evening. The boat ride, Robert says the boat ride will scare you. Zach about had a heart attack the other day. There's a little patch of woods we were going through. We called it the hole in the wall. And if you've never been through it before, your first trip through it at full bore. I mean, I never let off. And you're missing trees, but like this. But you got to know where to run it. And he was sitting on the dry well. I have 2 dry wells on each side of the boat, and he was sitting on one. And I'm telling you, when we got through it, I slowed down just to look at their reactions, and it took him 10 minutes to get up because his butt had done grabbed a hold of that aluminum and wouldn't let go.
Oh, damn. Yeah, do you use a stainless steel prop or do you use some other metal?
Stainless.
So yeah, that was his issue. He doesn't have stainless steel props, so I don't know what they're made out of, but he was worried about breaking the chain on his if he went to stainless steel.
He's going to just keep breaking props. He's got to get a better prop.
Yep.
If he's spinning them off, it's a shaft problem. If he's breaking the props, he's getting inferior props.
And,
I asked a question, but he never would answer. I don't know if maybe I didn't ask it correctly or not, but if you happen to talk to him or if he's by chance, lurking in here, because you're here, he needs a better prop. It really does.
Yep.
He needs a better prop.
I think he's getting a new mud motor kit because I think he put that one up for sale.
Yeah, he was getting a little aggravated with it.
Well, I told him I've only heard bad things about those it's one of them Thailand ones, so I haven't heard good things about them. I told him he needs to get an American made mud motor.
He does, and they make a lot. There's a lot of good mud motors out there. I am partial to Go Devil. Number one, I know the dealer here that's close to me. Casey knows him. Casey runs a Go Devil. Casey knows where the hole in the wall is. We've ping pong our boats through the trees. We do it every duck season. We carry a sledgehammer with us, in the boats because always got to knock something out. But, I ran my boat through 2 trees and stuck it and had to use a machete to cut trees down. So, it's things like that. 1 second. Gidget, have a good night. Her daughter's just getting off work, so she's got to go pick her up. Gidget, you take care. Casey Carson yelling out, "Go Devil." That's right. My opinion only. Casey Carson is his opinion. Go Devil's the best. They've been around longer. They're more dependable, more reliable. With that said, yes, last year I blew my motor up. And I did a video on it. Last spring, a tree limb caught my fuel line and ripped my fuel sending unit, the nipple off it, and broke it. I had to get towed in. And then this year I broke a belt. Well, the belt had never been replaced. It's a 2009 belt, so it was an 11-year-old belt. So it lasted 11 years. You can't help by running through trees, and a tree limb hits the fuel line and grabs and breaks stuff up. And the motor blowing up was not my fault either because I punched a hole in the muffler and it sucked the baffling into the motor, which killed it.
Yeah.
So But with that said, I still think they're the most reliable, most dependable motor out there. Mud Buddy does make a motor. We'll leave it at that. I'm gonna anger probably Mud Buddy owners if there's any in here. Gator Tail makes a good motor if you leave it alone and don't try to stock it out. If you start stocking, putting these aftermarket stocks, all you're doing is making a loud motor. These performance stocks, yeah, you will gain some speed, but you're making it way too loud to be duck hunting out of. And if you just leave it alone, I think Gator Tail makes a really good motor. Beaver Tail, they make a pretty good motor. Copperhead makes a pretty good motor, But if somebody was asking, hey, what should I get? I'm going to, hands down, I think Joel Strickland said it. The best motor out there, hands down, the best. And I do believe I Go Devil, as far as mud motor. Now that they've got the 4 neutral reverse motor, so you can back it up. You can actually put it in neutral now, because prior to that you could. And I got that old style motor, so I'm just kind of used to it. If I get stuck, it's push pull time. But like the dude that hunts the blowout all the time, I hear that dude coming down the river for miles. You got that right. All right, guys. Well, it is 10:06. We've been in here just a little over 2 hours. I know that Thomas is tired. He's a young man. He needs to go get his sleep. He's been running around. He's been running around trying to kill summer ducks all day and trying to kill things. I'm going to let y'all go tonight. I do appreciate everybody coming in. Thomas, do you have any final words?
I just want to say, thank you for having me on here. It was fun talking with everybody, and appreciate everybody tuning in.
I'm trying to catch up on some of this chat real quick. Yeah, guys. Thomas, I appreciate you coming in. I've been talking, like I said earlier, I've been talking to Thomas off and on via Facebook Messenger and regular text messages. And I just thought it'd be a good try to get somebody else up on panel to talk ducks with us today, have a good time with it. And do appreciate y'all coming in. I will be having a video out this Wednesday morning. A new video will be coming out. I just haven't decided which one I want to put. If I want to put the Sunday hunt or a product review out. So I'm really trying to decide which one to put out. But I will have a video out Wednesday. As always, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. Get a chance, go over to see Thomas at Virginia Outdoors Unlimited, and show him some love. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Thomas, thank you so much, and we will see y'all on the next Daddy Duck 365.
See you. Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.